Today marks 370th day sharing lessons I learn and continue to learn with you. My hope these insights can inspire you, support your dreams, help you achieve your goals, and really empower you to become the person that you want to become. Today I speak about one quote, beautiful quote, and I think that you will like it as well. And that is, rock bottom is a solid foundation. Just don't build a home there. Rock bottom is a solid foundation. Just don't build a home there. Such a beautiful thing. I always used to think as well that just really expand on my thinking. I always think, okay, rock bottom is a great place because it's solid. That's where you're supposed to build something. But I realize rock bottom is not a place. Rock bottom is where you actually jump from, bounce from. So if you bounce from rock bottom, that means you're not supposed to stay there. And then when they look into that, now it makes sense. We're not supposed to stay at the rock bottom. So that means we're not supposed to build a house there on that rocky foundation, on that solid foundation. We need to really bounce from that rock bottom, get into where we want to go, and at that place we build foundation where you do not fall to the rock bottom. So we need to build a foundation somewhere higher up, where we actually love what we see, where we develop, we expand ourselves. We are where we are, who we want to be. So I will go a little bit deeper into this topic, and I think that you just need to understand, okay, like what is rock bottom, what is the foundation, and what we're supposed to do to really get better. And of course, what is rock bottom? Rock bottom is, understand a lot of times we could be externally rock bottom, that maybe financially, maybe with the health, maybe with relationships. But it could be rock bottom with our emotional and mental state as well. We reach rock bottom, and at that moment, of course, what happens is that a lot of internal things switches around. The things that mattered don't matter anymore. And a majority of the time, we're able to really see that all the things that we thought matters doesn't matter at all. And I think that I have heard so many times that rock bottom builds us. That rock bottom builds people up. But I think that it's not that rock bottom builds us up. I'm not believing that as much right now. But what I believe is that rock bottom reveals who we've always been. Rock bottom reveals who we've always been. But it means that finally we're able to remove all the masks that we were having on our face, all the identities that was not who we are, that we adapted from environment, from family, from culture, from other places. So that means that rock bottom reveals who we've always been. And now finally able to build on that. But from that moment, we build on a new identity. Because so many times we build on fake mask, on a fake identity. So our true identity is not built during the times when we build on someone else's dream, someone else's growth, someone else's goals, someone else's identity, but not who we're supposed to be. So rock bottom is a place where you realize that the things that you were building for a year, 2 years, 5 years, 10 years might be that something you were building that is not who you truly are. So knowing that you have been revealed, I think that is a beautiful moment. And that's why I think that rock bottom is a great place to be. If you actually look at, okay, what could I reveal with this rock bottom? Which parts of me? Because I think that when we live in alignment with who we truly are, we are not able to reach rock bottom because we are going upwards, not downwards. I think we descend. We're going downwards is when we're not living our true life based on our alignment. And I think that sometimes it takes to reach rock bottom until we finally realize that this relation was never meant. Of course, rock bottom could be reached for something that we are not having control over. But again, that shows that we didn't have emotional maturity to deal with loss, and maybe they never experienced that. The rock bottom could be a great place for short term. But again, this is the most important lesson, is that if you reach that rock bottom, you're not supposed to sad about it. Let's look at what it revealed about me, about my emotional maturity, about the things that I need to really develop, and then start bouncing back. And that's the most important part. Not stay there. We're not supposed to really see that suffering and pain is part of our life. Because if we build a foundation for a house in rock bottom, that means that we accept that we'll be suffering all our lives. And you start to believe that maybe maybe life is so hard and everyone is suffering. But life is so hard, and I think that there's so many people will start to believe that life is hard, difficult, disappointing. Life has moments of difficulties. Life has the moments of adversity. Life has moments of despair and desperation and frustration. That's totally correct. It has. But life in general is beautiful. Life has amazing moments. And 90% supposed to be beautiful, nurturing. Now, it might be that you are living in a season of that desperation, frustration. So you're not getting the 90% of the beautiful things. But I truly believe in balances, that at some point things balances out. Maybe not balancing right now, but if you have 90% of difficulty struggles, we need to first understand if we are choosing that struggle, if we are somehow making that more suffering for ourselves. And more suffering for ourselves is something that's just not taking action and staying in that rock bottom is the suffering that we put on ourselves. I know that because sometimes the pain of change, it seems sometimes even bigger than the pain that we're suffering right now. And probably you've heard that. So many people is in pain, but that pain is not strong enough for them to change. So they will complain, they will struggle and complain, but they'll never change because that pain is bearable. That's why I always say that when people have massive adversity, that is unbearable adversity, achieve massive success because they don't have any other option, just to succeed. And I think that sometimes is a great thing for rock bottom because there's nowhere to go, only up. Because there's two options: staying there and suffer, or really reveal yourself who you truly are and really change and bounce and really go after the things that you always maybe wanted. Maybe you even forgot what you truly wanted. Maybe you need to really look into back and really reflect and be aware and say, like, what I'm most jealous about. That's sometimes could be the first step to understand what you truly want. Because you're not jealous about the things that you do not want. You're not jealous about the things that you do not want. For example, I never wanted a plane, and I'm never jealous that people have like jets or anything. Like it's nothing that my. But for me, I love boats. I love rivers. I love ocean. So for me, when I see that people have boats, I'm jealous because I want specific boats that I could really explore. So this is something that I could dream about having boat. Again, this is again for you as well. What you jealous about might not. Maybe you will find as well that. But for me, I'm not jealous about the planes because I don't care about it. But I'm jealous about boats, beautiful boats, because that's exactly what I want, and that's a good first step at the rock bottom to realize that what do you want. And again, this is I know this is a surface level example because this is a materialism, the things that you want to have. Because you need to understand at the rock bottom, the first step that you need to understand is who you want to be, who you are, and who you want to be. That's the number one, the most important thing that we need to really understand. And sometimes be able to look into it even from a jealous perspective, look into the people that you might admire, maybe you jealous about. What parts of who they are you are jealous? What parts of who they are that you jealous? That's a great question because now I said, okay, look, he's this kind of person. So it means if you're jealous of that character trait, that means it might be that you want to be this kind of person as well. So because sometimes we just do not know who we want to be. So that means maybe be able to look into what we are jealous about in other people. And then say, okay, like, I'm jealous about that. Maybe I'm able to ask questions. Okay, what kind of things could I do on a daily basis to develop myself into that kind of person? I know it might be when we look into and compare ourselves to like a person at 1,000 steps while you at 1,000 and a step one. It could be daunting. And sometimes be able to like, who is in the journey to become that kind of person as well? Maybe I'm able to compare myself with someone who is like at the 15th step. so not that far away. So I could start taking those steps, because I truly believe that we need to be realistic and need to look into like where people are, and then compare ourselves every single month, like once. But during the month one, you're building yourself. Of course, we need to compare ourselves with ourselves, but at the same time, competition is in life all the time, and I think that we always need to compare ourselves. But this is not the emphasis. Emphasis is comparing ourselves with ourselves, and really working on becoming the person that you want to become. And partly, sometimes it's just first, it could be really based on jealous character traits. So I hope that you reflect as well, and then I think that this is a topic that is worth to even dig a little bit more. I think that every single person in a lifetime will reach a rock bottom at some point in their life. It might be someone that will reach at 15, maybe at 25, maybe 35, maybe 45, maybe 55. But everyone will have some kind of rock bottom. Some people will have a stronger one, some will be just will touch it and bounce it immediately. But everyone have some kind of experience with it. And I think that we need to understand what would happen. And I think that people who maybe never experienced rock bottom, but they know what it is and are ready for it, prepared for it, I think they will be able to handle it much, much faster. Because I truly believe that during good days, you're able to build resilience just by doing things that you do not want to do, but is necessary for your success. That means there's a lot of it saying that the only difference between successful people and unsuccessful people is that successful people do things that they don't want to do anyway. While unsuccessful people, they don't want to do things and they don't do it. And they say that, oh, I don't want to do it, and I don't have motivation for it, and I will not do it. While successful people do exactly the same things, even though they feel exactly the same way. Because they do things because it's necessary to do it, not that because they don't feel like not doing it. So the most important part, the last thing that I want to mention is that probably the most important thing that really what happens at the rock bottom is that the ego death. It raptures you who you thought you were, and it really is that choice point to understand who you truly are, because it reveals who you are, and then you really need to reintegrate the things who you are, the beliefs, the values, and really base new patterns, new habits to live a life after that, to really, as I said, not stay at the rock bottom, but bounce from it, that we could reach where we want to be. And at that moment where we want to be, build a foundation and live a beautiful, fulfilled life. So I hope you choose to win, and see you tomorrow.